There's no spark in him anymore.
No, there's no energy. There's no menace, is there?
Exactly. There's no devil about anything that he's saying. You know, you should see Dillian Whyte getting in people's faces and being really leery and being really up for a fight. And
I think Moses is a big favourite going into the fight, but you know, I do think it would be naive not to think that Dillian Whyte is a threat. I mean, the reality is Moses has never boxed anyone really who's world level, and Dillian Whyte is world level. Yes, he's been inactive. He's getting older, but you know.
I just think Moses is going to win. I think he's a bit too sharp, a bit too fresh, and a bit too. Actually, to be fair, the problem I think Dillian's actually going to have is that he's physically tough. So, you know, the stuff that he's talking about, I'm gonna.
Dillian Whyte making big mistake fighting Moses Itauma. Derek Chisora exposes a brutal truth here. 34 fights and Whitey hasn't faced a single southpaw. Now he's stepping in against a young, explosive left-hander like Moses. That's not bravery. That's self-destruction waiting to happen.
You know, there's two things you have to understand. You can be in your best shape ever, but can you fight southpaws? That's the case.
Right, and what do you think?
How many southpaws has he fought?
Oh, it's a good question.
None.
Is it really none in 34 fights?
34 fights, no.
Even Duke McKenzie isn't convinced. Whitey has the fire anymore. He predicts Dillian fading by the mid-rounds, while Moses keeps pushing forward with relentless pressure. This is the reality. Whitey's body may be in shape, but mentally he's not built for the storm. Itauma is about to unleash.
Itauma is the man to beat in the heavyweight division right now. So, you know, like I say, I think Dillian, after probably 4 rounds, I think his heart will probably go out of it, and by the 6th, 7th, 8th round, fight should be wrapped up. I hope that Moses Itauma doesn't think he can just go out there and walk straight through him.
And that's exactly why Adam Smith's observations on YT's preparation raise even more doubts. Here's the problem. Training camps can build confidence, but they can't turn back the clock. Dillian Whyte is trying to convince himself that long hours in the gym will close the gap, yet the real fight is against his own age and ring rust. Moses isn't just fresher, he's fearless, and that's a nightmare combination.
I know that they've worked many hours, and I know that he believes that he will school Moses Itauma tomorrow night. He's 37, he's been inactive, which is a worry to me.
Gareth A. Davies tries to talk up Dillian, but it feels more like nostalgia than truth. The idea that YT still has one big moment left is romantic, not realistic. Against Moses, youth, hunger, and power outweigh faded glory and paydays. Sentiment won't save YT when the first left hand lands.
Well, I've always said to him, you will be a world champion one day. And maybe this is Dillian's moment as well to prove that he's still got it in his system, and that this is... he hasn't gone here for the whatever they're calling it, the 2 million payday or whatever, how much he is getting for the fight.
Carl Frudge doesn't sugarcoat it. Moses is the real deal. At just 20, he's carrying knockout power, supreme IQ, and confidence beyond his years. Missing Tyson's record doesn't matter. Moses is carving his own path. For Whyte, this isn't just another opponent. It's the future of the heavyweight division staring him down.
Itauma, what a top fighter, by the way. If you've not seen him, what is he? I think he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
He was hoping to be the first or the youngest heavyweight champ before Mike Tyson. I think he did at 19, so he's kind of missed the boat on that. But he's a big puncher. He's got extremely high boxing IQ. He's just confident. He's a big...
Adam Smith acknowledges the early danger zone for Moses, but deep down he's questioning Whyte's ability to sustain. Yes, Dillian can come out firing in those opening rounds, but pressure only works if your body can keep pace with it. And that's where Moses thrives, soaking up the heat, waiting for the moment his youth and sharpness take over. Those uppercuts Smith mentions, they're the same shots Whyte has been caught with before, the same weakness that has led to brutal knockouts in the past. This isn't speculation. History shows us Dillian struggles against speed and southpaw angles. The longer this fight goes, the less dangerous Whyte becomes and the more dominant Moses will look. It's not about surviving the first few rounds. It's about proving you've still got the gas to match a relentless 20-year-old. Whyte simply doesn't.
10 knockouts, and this is a kid that really, you'd expect him to be world champion at some point in his career, but it's the same old thing, isn't it? Has he What's he going to be like when he's under the cosh? Is he still going to have that beast in him when he's under the cosh? Because he's not been tested yet. And what about when he gets his chin checked? Obviously, he's been sparring with the big boys, but they wear big gloves, 60-ounce gloves, you've got head guards on, and that helps absorb the shot a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I just think, I mean, he's been hit. His best win, I think, a guy called Marius Wack, well past his best, but good fighter, can punch a bit.
And David Haye takes it further, pointing out how Moses has improved every single time he stepped up. David Haye captures what makes Moses such a nightmare for Dillian Whyte, the fact that every test has only made him sharper. He isn't a hype job who fades under pressure. He's a fighter who rises when the level of opposition rises. That's a scary reality for someone like Whyte, whose career has shown the opposite pattern, folding against top names, struggling under pressure, and failing when the stakes are highest. Haye's point about there being no weakness left is huge. If Moses had issues with stamina or chin, they'd have been exposed by now. Instead, each step up has revealed new layers of strength, timing, and ring IQ. The so-called unknown isn't doubt, it's potential. Whyte has no mystery left in him. We know exactly how he reacts when a young, explosive fighter applies pressure. Moses is walking into this fight with momentum. Whyte with questions he can't answer.
So there's the unknown, Moses, very much an unknown quantity. But everything that he's shown so far has been the goods. There has been one element or angle of his game where you'd go, he's not going to quite make it because his chinny has been decked a few times, or he seems to run out of steam, or he hasn't got much punch power, because as the fights have gone on, he's got better and better every time. And he seems to raise his game with the level of his opposition.
Derek Chisora sounds diplomatic, but the undertone is clear. Moses is the man with momentum, and Dillian is the man with baggage. Yes, YT is old school, but that doesn't automatically translate into advantage. Old school experience can also mean old habits, predictable patterns, and a body that doesn't recover like it used to. Meanwhile, Moses has only ever known winning. He's on a 12-fight streak and carries the confidence of a fighter who hasn't been broken down yet. Chisora knows it. He's seen both sides of the game. The "let's see what happens" line is telling because it suggests even Derek can't envision how YT survives a fully switched-on Moses. At the heart of it, this fight isn't about proving Moses belongs. It's about proving whether YT has anything left, and every hint so far suggests that the answer will be brutal.
Moses got 12 wins, with coming by as a fighter, This guy's got a big experience, so they give him Dillian. Let's see what happens.
And Frank Warren, who's been guiding Moses carefully, makes it clear what he expects from his young prodigy. Frank Warren isn't asking Moses to play it safe. He's demanding him to be ruthless. If the chance for a quick finish comes, take it. If it requires a longer, more tactical dismantling, then so be it. The key point is simple. Warren knows Moses has the full toolkit: speed, power, IQ, everything needed to dominate a veteran like YT. It's not about proving toughness by dragging it out. It's about showing the world that Moses can handle a name fighter in whichever way the opportunity presents itself. For YT, that's dangerous, because it means there's no single path to victory. He can't bank on Moses being raw, reckless, or impatient. Warren has prepared him to adapt, to stay calm, and to finish when the opening comes. And against a fading fighter like YT, those openings will be wide. Moses doesn't just have youth on his side. He has guidance, patience, and killer instinct.
No, I want to see him do what he does. And if he can get rid of somebody in 30 seconds, he does it. I want him to use all his skills to the best of his ability, and whatever it takes to win. That's what I want to see from him.
Hamza Shiraz keeps it real. This fight comes down to two possible scripts. The first one, and by far the most likely, is Moses storming through YT inside 4 rounds. We've seen it before. YT's chin is no fortress. It's been cracked by Joshua, Povetkin, Fury. The list goes on. Now imagine that same fragile chin standing up to a 20-year-old southpaw who punches with explosive precision. The odds are slim. The second possibility, where the fight goes long, isn't about YT thriving, it's about survival. Hamza calls it tasty, but in truth, it's a scenario where YT tries to drag Moses into deep waters. But here's the thing, Moses isn't the type to fade. He's shown again and again that he adjusts, grows into the fight, and actually raises his output. If Dillian somehow makes it past round 4, it doesn't mean Moses is in trouble. It just means YT's hanging on. And hanging on against a rising beast is not a strategy, it's a countdown to collapse.
I'll break it down 2 ways. Moses flattens him out within 4 rounds. If it goes after past 4, I feel like it could get a little bit tasty. I don't know what will happen. I'm not leaning towards any other fighter, but before 4, I got Moses to flatten him out. But after 4, it could be a very, very interesting fight.
And when a veteran like Shannon Briggs weighs in, he too recognizes the brutal test ahead. Shannon Briggs highlights the intrigue: young lion versus old warrior. On paper, Whyte isn't a pushover, but the truth is his durability has faded badly over the years. He's been dropped, hurt, and stopped too many times to still wear that badge of dangerous veteran with the same weight it once carried. Moses, on the other hand, is the complete opposite, fresh, untested at the elite level and bursting with power. Briggs's point about finding out if he can really crack almost feels unnecessary because the evidence is already there. Every man Moses has touched has felt the force. And when a fighter this young, this confident, carries knockout power in both hands, you don't need to wait long for confirmation. Whyte might know how to spoil, clinch, or make things ugly, but the question is, can he keep Moses off for 12 rounds? History says no. When youth and explosiveness collide with fading reflexes, there's only ever one outcome. Briggs may call it a test, but in reality, it looks more like a showcase for Moses' arrival.
They're young and strong. We're going to see if he can beat Dillian Whyte, though. Dillian Whyte ain't no pushover. And I think Dillian going to know that, you know what I'm saying? We're going to find out if he can really crack like they say he is. But I'm hearing things that he's been dropped in the ring, in the gym and stuff like that. But that's okay too, because I took a couple spills, you know, little slips in the ring, in the gym. That's okay, but we're going to see.
Andy Lee frames it perfectly. This isn't just a fight for Dillian Whyte's survival, it's a test of Moses Itauma's ceiling. Yes, Moses has stopped almost everyone he's faced, but critics keep pointing to the level of opposition. Whyte, for all his flaws, represents the biggest name on Moses' resume. He's a former title challenger, a man who shared the ring with Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Alexander Povetkin. Beating him isn't just about another knockout, it's about credibility. If Moses blows Whyte away, the conversation changes. Suddenly, he's not just one for the future, he's the heavyweight everyone needs to keep an eye on right now. And Lee's mention of inactivity is the hidden truth. Whyte isn't the same fighter he once was. He's slower, rustier, easier to hit. That makes this the perfect stage for Moses to silence doubters. How good is he? This fight won't just answer that. It could stamp him as the future of the division.
He's 37 years old, and with that inactivity coming up against, you know, an active young fighter, a southpaw who's knocked everybody out really, all barring one. These are the questions. How good is Moses Itauma? Because to be honest, his opposition up to this point, although he's starched them.
And Dave Coldwell digs even deeper into the tactical danger Whyte faces from the younger man. Dave Coldwell's breakdown strips it bare. Whyte's only chance is to land something meaningful early. The problem is, that's been the game plan of nearly every veteran who's faced a young up-and-comer, and most of them fail. Whyte has to gamble, dig to the body, and hope he can blunt Moses' speed. But there's a massive risk in that. To hit the body, you've got to get close. To get close to Moses means walking into his left hand, his uppercuts, and his counters. Coldwell talks about triggers, but this is where Moses' high boxing IQ shines. At just 20, he already sets traps like a seasoned pro. If Whyte bites on a feint, he's wide open for punishment. And unlike older heavyweights who sometimes hesitate, Moses is clinical. He doesn't waste the moment, he takes you out. Coldwell's analysis proves one thing: the veteran has a razor-thin path to victory, while the youngster has a dozen ways to win. That imbalance says it all about where both men stand in their careers.
Very difficult fight for him. It's a very difficult fight for him. You know, he can't afford to bite on Itauma's triggers and feints. He's got to land something early to get some respect off of Moses as well. And it's called the body snatcher. I think he's got to dig that body. He's got to try and take away the sharpness from Itauma. buy, invest in early doors.
When the bell rings, this isn't just another heavyweight scrap, it's a clash of eras. On one side, Dillian Whyte, a veteran whose career has been littered with highs, lows, and brutal knockouts. On the other, Moses Itauma, the fearless 20-year-old southpaw tipped to be the next big thing in heavyweight boxing. If Moses wins, and wins big, he doesn't just add a name to his record, he catapults himself into serious world-level conversations, proving he's ready to stand with the very best. If Whyte shocks the world, it's the ultimate redemption story. The old warhorse silencing doubters and showing he's still got enough grit to ruin the hype train. But let's be real, this is about hunger versus history, freshness versus fading reflexes, and a young man's destiny colliding with an older man's pride. The real question isn't just who wins, but who truly wants it more when the lights are brightest. So tell us, are you backing Moses Itauma's rise, or do you believe Dillian Whyte can pull off one last upset? Drop your thoughts below.